We are back here with the Hoopty hatch, and it has low compression on cylinder 4. That and right there. So we already compression tested. It's about 120, which is really low. We swapped plugs, the misfire stayed there, and we swapped injectors, the misfire stayed there. So our next thought is that the valve adjustment is out. So what you want to do is you want to take all your plug wires out, as done, and you just want to take one bolt, one bolt, one bolt, one bolt, and then it should cut in that one. And it should come right out once you take that off. You don't even have to take that off. You just flop it over if you want to. But
we're going to take it off.
Yeah, we're going to take it off. Before you start the valve adjustment, you just want to make sure the engine is cold. You don't really want to drive far at all. The factory manual says that you want it under 100 degrees. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so we got the valve cover off. It's just 10mm bolts. Then you're also going to need that 10mm to get the lock nut off the lifter or the rocker right there. You just undo that nut so that loosens it to where you can get a flathead right there and turn it in or out. You're also going to need feeler gauges. Now I think the specifications for this one are 7 to 8 thousandths or 7 to 9 thousandths on the intake side, and I think 11 to 13 on the exhaust. But I'd double check your engine. This one is a D16 Z6, and don't go off those numbers because I think that's what I read. So yours definitely has different specifications. Just make sure you use the right specs. So normally this is the spot you're supposed to look through, and you turn the crank over and you'll see a mark on the harmonic balancer of where your TDC is for cylinder 1. Now our oil pump is leaked all over this thing, so I think that's what's stopping us from being able to see anything. What we're actually going to do is we're going to take the plugs out and put a screwdriver in there, just sitting on top of the piston to find where TDC is, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so you'll see the screwdriver start going up as you turn the crankshaft, and then when it starts going back down,
whoa, right there,
is whenever you know you're at TDC. I mean, you want to turn a little bit back, but really it doesn't matter. You're going to be in the compression stroke. And then now you can double check by taking your valves or the rockers. There's a little bit of play there, a little bit of play there, and there's a lot of play there. So we're going to go ahead and get the feeler gauges out and start measuring them. So these are the feeler gauges I'm choosing to use. The top one is for the intake, and it goes 7 thousandths to 9 thousandths. And the bottom one is for the exhaust, and goes 8 thousandths to 10 thousandths. Now the exhaust is actually supposed to be set at 9 thousandths to 11 thousandths, but do not have that gauge. So what you want to do is you take, obviously I'm not going to be able to show it immediately, but this one is the exhaust side. So you want to get it underneath the tappet, and good lord, I mean, it's ridiculous. It is so bad. You want to get it under there, and with how these are designed, the 8 thousandths mark is this brushed metal looking area that has oil over right now, and the 10 thousandths is the shiny part. So you should be able to slip the brushed metal part under there, and it should kind of hit a little bit on the 10 thousandth area, and that's how you know it'll be set correctly. And of course, once you set them, you want to tighten them back down and double check again, because sometimes it can move down a little bit further once you tighten it back down.
Oh, holy crap.
Something about this thing ain't right.
So you just kind of want to get your lower side under there and turn it down. You feel a little bit of pressure, and it's hard to tell if it's hitting on that or if it's hitting the spark plug hole, but I'd say it's actually hitting right there. So you just want to hold your screwdriver there, get your wrench back on it, and God, that feels terrible. Everything about this, like the wrench doesn't even,
God. And it is way too tight right now. Wait, no, I just had pressure on it. That feels pretty good because it wants to really get stuck once it gets that 10 thousandths. But it's smooth along this lower area. And this hits right there, so that one's good. And you just want to do the next one just like that and move the intake. Same way. Be sure not to get your intake and your exhaust feeler gauges mixed up. Alright, and once we just got done with cylinder 1, once you get done, it's not even focused. Once you get done with cylinder 1, you don't go to cylinder 2, you go to 3. You want to go in the firing order of the engine, which is 1, 3, 4, 2. And that's typical with most 4 cylinders. Some have different ones, but or inline 4 cylinders. But that's typically how it's going to go. So right now we're at TDC. Got playback there, a lot of play up here, good amount of play up here. So just remember 1, 3, 4. All right, and this is the cylinder that we're worried about because it had low compression. It's falling back down. All right. So far, it seems normal. That's fucking
Tight.
That's tight.
So it's hanging a valve open.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is tight. I'm gonna see, I mean, there's no play in it. There's no way I can get a feeler gauge in there. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's probably the problem. So, we're going to tighten that up, and hopefully it'll raise our compression a bit. Alright, we got this thing back together, and definitely that cylinder 4 had valves hanging open. There's almost no doubt about it with how much tension there was on those rockers. So we should be able to get this thing back together and beat some GT Mustangs. Ain't that right, Chase?
No, probably not.
Chase, did I ever tell you I've never adjusted valves before?
Shit. I've watched you do several.
Just kidding. Start this bad boy up. Oh yeah. That misfire's gone.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's running like a Honda now.
Let's see if it'll idle down. Son of a bitch.
Let's get a look at that steering wheel again. I don't think I ever got a good
Oh, you're talking about this
Honda wheel?
that authentic Nardi wheel?
Yeah. It's great for when you're trying to brace for impact.
Yeah.
When you understeer. Oh shit! That thing's so much faster than it was, it's ridiculous. It smells like crap though, but it's not really surprising. Alright, so we've been out driving it for a little bit, but that's about it. It just needs a valve adjustment really to fix the misfire, so hope this video helped you out and you enjoyed it, yeah? No, that sucks. Nobody cares about a Camaro. Thanks for watching!